Marianne's fiance. That is Nova and Lola. And there's Marianne.
Have you been affected by COVID-19 recently? Because I think everybody can commonly agree. We are currently in quarantine and we have 2 dogs, just me and Corey, and we might be going a little bit crazy. But anyway, this is about the Problem Solution Project, and we are going to go ahead and get it over with. So the COVID pandemic is creating an unprecedented level of stress. Yes, I would agree. The COVID-19 is creating a serious amount of stress in a matter of just a couple months. So in a matter of just a couple months, our whole entire country has changed how we do things, and it has released so much stress. And there's not a lot out there that is going to tell you how you do actually get rid of that stress. So the concern is mental health, obviously, and this needs to be addressed. So our group produced 15 solutions that we tested against the criteria, and we kept it in Central Ohio. My 3 solutions were allow religious groups to meet. Obviously, this makes sense. Bars are allowed to stay open until 10. Why can't religious groups still meet? If they're social distancing, wearing masks, this obviously makes sense for them. Offer classes and teaching to allow meditation for stress relief. So this is a big thing to me because everybody has the tool to be able to relieve stress, and not a lot of us actually utilize it. So that's why I wanted to bring this out. And then I also brought up the solution, certify Central Ohio hospitals to allow emotional support animals to be in the hospital on every floor. There's no visitor policies in these hospitals, and these patients are passing away. These patients are really declining because they have no actual human interaction. And dogs can really be proven, and I'll cover that in a little bit, on really bringing up people's spirits. So the first one I'm going to cover is allow religious groups to meet, which is number 1. So routine and tradition is everything in individuals. When you ruin somebody's tradition, it really just sets off some kind of anxiety in them. People need to be on a routine. That's just a human nature thing. So research has actually shown that religious people have a naturally lower stress rate versus non-religious. So I found that very interesting. Allowing church groups to meet will allow individuals to keep their routine and worship how they please. A compromise would be wearing a mask, social distancing. Obviously, we're going to listen to the CDC and what they are telling us to do. Tested against the criteria, this was an 8.6. Okay, my other one is offer classes / teaching in Central Ohio, allowing meditation for stress relief. So education would be key for this one. We really need to educate the public on how to meditate. Everybody has this ability within themselves, we just don't all use it. The only negative thing we really discussed when we were testing against the criteria was some people might think of it as like evil, some people might think of it as like not really a religious type thing. It's nothing like that. It's in every religion actually they talk about meditation, and I actually put that in here and cited it. It's just a way to relieve stress. It actually reduces anxiety. It can reduce depression. It's just such an easy way to get this done. And it can take anywhere from like 1 minute, 30 seconds to how many ever hours you want to do this. So it's very easy, and we can create Zoom sessions for this to accommodate for COVID-19, obviously. When tested against the criteria, it was a 12. Later discussed in our group session that we had, it became a 9. Then my third solution, certifying Central Ohio hospitals to allow emotional support animals to be in the hospital on each floor due to no visitor policies. So this is very important to me because I personally have worked with hospice patients most of the pandemic. I'm at the hospital now, but that have really benefited from therapy animals. And I don't know how many times I've heard a family member tell me that this was their last hope. They're not able to see anybody. They're not able to experience human interaction other than nurses and doctors going in and out 5 seconds at a time. And emotional support animals are actually really important. One thing I really want to focus on is says service dogs relieve stress and are proven to release endorphins in the brain, even by just looking at them. This is so life-changing for them. So important. So when testing our solutions against the criteria, we picked 4 of them. The ones we picked was the Ronald Reagan workout, which is really funny because Ronald and Reagan both tied, so we just thought that would be a good name to name it. We decided that it would be beneficial for people to do home workouts, to be kept accountable on social media because everybody's on social media. And this tested 8 on the criteria, which was a pretty good score. And then Kylie's social media therapy. So everybody's on Facebook, everybody's on TikTok. There's doctors, there's real therapists, there's real people on there giving great advice. So if you're really on that avenue, you can really get a lot out of that. And it's free. You can just sign up on TikTok, on Facebook, and you can watch these videos for days. As long as you're keeping on the positive avenue. Where the score is raised a little bit is social media can be a negative thing, but we still tested against the criteria. It was a 9. So Dylan's, which is the Wilson Plan Mall Walk, which is super cool because basically it's just these malls are closing down. They're not opening for store services or anything like that, but why can't they open for older generation to be able to walk around the mall? We can put on some Beatles or something like Led Zeppelin and then really get people hyped up about exercising. And that was a really cool idea. And actually, Mr. Wilson suggested that to Dylan, so that's why we named it after you. And then Marianne's meditation education sessions. I picked this one because I'm really passionate about it. I really think everybody has it within them to be able to meditate. It's not a religious thing. It's not a crazy thing. It's a really doable thing. So we can do Zoom sessions. We can call it COVID Zen Time with your host, the one and only Marianne. In conclusion, chill out, stay safe, and again, have a happy holiday. I'm just going to kind of show our group grid here. It's really hard to see because we have like 13 pages of things, but in conclusion, we really did a lot of crunching the numbers. So we took 15 solutions, we took it down to 4, and that's all I have.
Wow, drunk.